evening, friends, sisters and brothers. It's a matter of deep honor and pleasure for my wife, Dr. Kamakshi Bhate, and me to be here in this absolutely wonderful city of Nairobi and this office of Harmony Institute. Our hosts today, even though they are internationalists, they are from Turkey basically, and the venue is Kenya, and I'm an Indian. How internationalist the moment is, and I can see that in this hall we have people from many nationalities, many races, many religions. We are truly an internationalist family. So we are the people who are going to work for uniting the world. We are the people who are going to create harmony in the world. Perhaps you know that Gandhi is the strongest bond between India and Africa. He lived in Africa, South Africa, for 21 years, from 1893 to 1914. And when he came back to India to lead India's freedom struggle, he was a transformed man. And that's why Nelson Mandela, after he was released, when he came to India, in his talk he gave in Delhi, he said that you sent Mohandas Gandhi to South Africa and we sent Mahatma Gandhi back to India. Mahatma means a great soul. So it was in South Africa, it was in Africa that Gandhi became a Mahatma, a great soul. We are moving in a direction in which all the races, all the religions, all the cultures are beginning to live together. So friends, I am in my own very humble ways trying to contribute to peace and harmony, first in my own country, in India. So I work for interfaith harmony, especially harmony and peace and good relations between Hindus and Muslims. I also work for peace, good neighborliness between India and Pakistan. I believe that Hindu-Muslim harmonization and India-Pakistan normalization, that's two sides of the same coin. If Europe, after two horrific wars, world wars last century, could come together as a European Union, they are all separate nations, but they are one union, cooperating and living in peace and enabling their people, their citizens, to travel freely from Poland to Portugal without any visa. So why shouldn't our region, South Asia, work towards that? And when we do that, we can also bring peace to Kashmir. I am motivated, I am inspired by the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi. I've been a student of Mahatma Gandhi's life. The topic of my presentation today is Mahatma Gandhi and Fethullah Gulen, why we need their ideals for peace and harmony in the world. And my talk is in three parts. The first part is how I came to know Fethullah Gulen. Second is the similarity between the Gulen philosophy and Gandhi's philosophy. And the third part is our troubled world, the challenges of our world today, and why we need to follow the ideals of these two great personalities, along with hundreds of such personalities around the world belonging to different cultures, different continents, different countries. It is instructive to pay attention to an influential Turkish voice of reason, moderation and harmonization. The voice is that of Fethullah Gulen, the spiritual leader of what is described as one of the most active reformist Islamic movements of our time. What is perhaps most remarkable about Gulen is his public condemnation of violence in the name of Islam. Gulen's advocacy of Islam, and in this he is influenced equally by Sufism and by Syed Nursi, Turkey's 20th century scholar warrior. Those who want to reform the world must reform themselves first. Similar to what Gandhi says. Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. See how two great personalities are saying the same thing. He says, regardless of how their adherents implement their faith in their daily lives, generally accepted values of love, respect, tolerance, forgiveness, compassion, human rights, peace, brotherhood, and freedom are all exalted by religion. Then he goes on to say, most of these values are accorded the highest precedence in the messages brought by Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, as well as in the messages of the Buddha, even Zarathustra, Lao Tzu, Confucius, and Hindu prophets. This is Fethullah Gulen paying tribute to all the great prophets of the world. In this book, Professor Anwar Alam, an Indian political scientist who taught for many years in a Turkish university, he writes, like Gandhi, Gulen firmly believes that one cannot secure higher moral and ethical ends by immoral, unethical and illegal means. For Gulen, like Gandhi, the very selection of rightful means is an end in itself. I met Hoja Effendi in Pennsylvania. It was a dream come true for me. Hoja Effendi itself means a master teacher. In our language, Sanskrit, we say Gurudev. Gurudev, the highest Guru. The most appealing aspect of Nursi's thought is his strong rejection of violence. He says the days of the jihad of the sword are over. The only appropriate way for Muslims to struggle for their beliefs is the jihad of the word or the jihad of the pen. Gulen does not advocate and has never advocated the use of violence to attain political ends. So the charge against him by the Turkish government is completely false. We all should strive for religious harmony. The world does not have only one religion, and it will never have one religion. God has created this world with diversity. In the Holy Quran itself it is said that if God wanted, He would have created all human beings of the same kind. But God has created diversity. People of different color, different races, different thoughts, different religions. But God wants all of us to live in harmony. So religious harmony is something that is of utmost importance and need in our time today. This is the common teaching of all the great prophets, all the great philosophers. And in modern times, these are the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi and Fethullah Gulen. Thank you very much. Jai Hind and Jai Jagat.